Nancy. Nancy. Nancy.
Frank.
Baby Nancy, are you all right? Are you hurt? I don't know whether I should have moved you or not.
Frank. Is everything all right back there? Frank.
Nana's hurt. I can't tell how badly.
Move him. Huh? Move him. Help me. Move. Damn it. Move.
Daddy,
push.
All right, now.
Get me out of
here.
All right, take it easy, sweetheart.
Hurry, they're coming, Dave. Push.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Now, just let me get back in. Get back over here.
All right. Easy, honey. Take it easy, sweetheart.
How's everything back there?
I don't know. How is Frank?
I don't know. He's unconscious, I think. Now, listen to me, Dave.
Yes?
The most important thing is that I was driving the car tonight, not Frank. I was behind the wheel, not Frank.
Oh, my head.
Easy.
Oh, don't move
We'll
my
get
head.
help for her, but please try to remember I was driving the car.
All right. There's a cop.
Hey,
Huh?
are you all right, lady?
Yes, I am, but my passengers aren't.
Hey, Chuck! Radio for an ambulance! How many folks you got in there?
4. I'm Ray Woodard of the Woodard newspapers, and this is Councilman Frank Ryan. We need help quickly. He is unconscious, and Miss Feldman in the back seat has been badly hurt.
All right, Miss Woodard, now just calm down and take it easy. Don't anyone move. I want to check on the guy who hit you.
I don't know what happened.
Well, I do. He ran through a red light and he went up the ramp going at least 60 miles an hour. You probably didn't even see he was coming.
Yes, it was something like that.
All right, now just hold on. We'll have some help for you here in just a minute, sir.
Okay. Easy.
Frank.
Easy.
Oh, my God, he's not breathing. Dave, I'm terrified.
Huh? What?
Frank, can you hear me? Frank!
What?
The role of Mary Ryan Finelli is now being played by Kathleen Tolan.
Real.
You're not asleep, are you?
How could you tell?
I can't hear you breathe.
Certainly doesn't seem to be causing you much distress.
You know what I mean. When you're asleep, you sort of hiss like the radiator. I've got to find a pencil.
What time is it?
Well, to be blazingly honest, you're so intent on showing me that I got home 4 hours late from my first day at work that we went to sleep about 2 minutes after it got dark. Just to say right now, it's about time to take the cat in. Did you get the cat in?
Mm-hmm.
What does he do up there on the roof, anyway?
Waits for pigeons.
Oh. Are you looking for your gray tie?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got it.
Should I be glad?
Yes. This is how I can be Frank, second press assistant for New York City, and still have more time for you and Ryan than I did when I was working at Channel R.
Right.
Don't. I'm serious. I want to spend the time with you guys, and I don't want you mad at me for 5 months. But it's going to cost us a little money.
How?
Well, I'm going to tell Ray that I'm going to give her back the salary raise that she gave me. And I'm not coming in till 10, and I'm leaving every afternoon at 4. Now, I'll skip my lunch break, and essentially I'll be working a 30-hour week. They'll just have to do without me in the morning, and they don't really need me after 4 because anything official is handed into the evening news by then. That way, I can have the morning to do errands and get Ryan organized for the day, and I can be home before 5, so we can have a lovely long evening together. I have to do is be out of the office by 4. Jack, what's the matter? Are you crying? What's so funny?
Nothing, but there's nothing left to do but laugh, because if I get mad, it hurts your feeling, Mary. Mary, you're hopeless. You're relentless. What are you going to do, just pound it into submission, huh?
What?
Time, schedules, any realistic appraisal of what you can hopefully accomplish in one given day.
I am just trying to organize my priorities.
In a political campaign, the least organizable, most demanding, most reactive job is the press assistant. The only thing worse is the second press assistant, who has to do all the crummy stuff left over because the first press assistant took one look at it and knew that it would drive him or her right around the bend. Admit it. Just admit that much, huh? It's a terrible job, Mary.
It is not. I hope you smother.
How is he?
Is he a relative?
No, just a friend. I was in the car when it was hit. So was that gentleman.
Was he driving?
No, I was. I think he hit his head on the dashboard.
How about you?
I'm fine. It must have been the seatbelt.
Well, you're very lucky. Oh, that's good. What's his name?
Frank Ryan. He is the councilman.
Of
from
course. I know his brother. I've spent a lot of time in Ryan. He's running for something, isn't he? Oh. Take this. Mr. Ryan, can you open your eyes? You've had an accident. You're in the hospital. Everything's all right. Excuse me.
Her pressure's 90/60, pulse is 96, respiration's 32, and slightly labored. She's complaining of a headache in the right temporal area, pain in the lumbar area of the back, and there's no sensation in her left leg.
Get his pressure, and I want a CBC and call neurology.
Yes, doctor.
They'll fix you up fine. There isn't a better hospital in the city.
It hurts.
I know, sweetheart. Doctor. Listen, can't you give her something?
A lot of pain?
Yes. It's in my back, I think. On my head.
Okay. Would you mind waiting outside?
Yes, I would. She's my daughter and she's afraid. I'll stay right here.
Okay.
The car.
It's a mess. Best thing Johnny can do is collect the insurance and get a new one.
I like that. What happened?
Oh, some idiot ran a light, came up the ramp, and caught us from the rear side. Now listen, Frank, this is important. I told the police that you... just lie back. We'll talk later.
That's all for now.
What's wrong? Can you tell?
Miss Lawrence, did you get through to neurology?
I'm about to call.
Doctor, I have a brother in neurology, Dr. Ryan, Pat.
Oh, of course. I'll see if I can find him.
Thank you.
How's your head?
It feels like I got tackled. I must have hit the steering wheel.
Doctor, could you answer just one or two questions if you have the time? I know Mr. Feldman is very concerned. Dave?
Did you hurt your wrist?
Huh? I don't know. I think so. Doctor, she says she can't feel anything in her leg.
Well, I've called in a neurologist. She's got a head injury, but we'll have to wait until x-rays and tests until I can give you more details. In the meantime, I think you need some x-rays.
Huh? What?
Your wrist. What happens when you let it go? Yeah, you might have a fracture in there. Take Mr. Feldman to x-ray.
Well, what about Nancy? When do you move her?
Don't worry, I'll keep track.
Tell her I won't be long.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess I ought to examine you, too.
Yeah? Absolutely not.
If not, then you'll have to wait outside in the waiting room.
How about if I agree to an examination, then may I stay?
Doctor.
Is that Nancy?
Yeah. Yeah, she's hurting. Now, Frank, this is very important, and I want you to listen carefully.
Thursday on an all-new Greg Barron.
5 cents.
It'll work. I know it will. You can get up. I'm not mad anymore.
Yeah, well, I think that I still am.
You're wasting your time. I'm gonna try it, and it's gonna work, and everything's gonna be all right.
Why do you think you can do anything? Where does all that self-confidence come from?
Mainly from the fact that up to now, there's never really been anything that I have been able to do. At least well enough to get by.
Heaven help us.
I'm sure that it will.
No, I mean, sometimes you make me feel like I'm 1,000 years old.
That's an awful thing to say.
Old as in wise.
And superior.
No, more experienced.
Not in how I organize myself when I want to.
You're getting mad again.
Because I think you should just try and trust me a little bit on this, Jack. You're going right back into it, aren't you? Frank's campaign, the family, that is, taking me away from you, well, it doesn't. It won't. It can't. I love you. And what I don't understand is why you can't just relax and believe it by now. In here, you must know it. I love you. I'm never gonna leave you.
Okay. What I feel is that you're setting yourself up to do a lot of tightrope walking between me and your job, between me and Frank, if you will. You're setting me up to play the heavy in a very familiar way. I mean, you're doing something that you know is going to drive me crazy and telling me that it doesn't have to.
Maybe I'm assuming you can grow a little.
Oh, and you don't have to change at all, huh?
Yes, I do. I have to set limits and live by them and learn how to say no to Frank. And it's not as if I haven't demonstrated the capacity to do that, because I have, haven't I?
You know, you're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. You want to have it your way, and you want my approval, too.
One means nothing without the other.
You're not an easy person to live with, you know that?
I never claimed to be.
And I'm supposed to be the difficult one.
I never said that either. Please, just keep an open mind. Let me try it.
What else can I do?
Hello? Yes? Who is it? How? All right, tell Pat I'll be right there. Thank you. It's Frank. He's in the hospital. There's been an accident. I've got to go.
Accident?
Greg Bear.
Frank, now this is important.
Important.
Earlier this evening, I gave a statement to a police officer named Malloy who showed up at the accident. Actually, he was there practically before the dust settled. I told him that I was driving your car.
Oh, wait, Ray, that's not right.
Please, just be quiet and listen to me. I've already told him I was driving it. I changed places with you. You were knocked out of your seat by the impact. Your seatbelt wasn't fastened, and I crawled behind the steering wheel. Dave was a little confused, but bless him, he didn't contradict my story.
I don't understand why Dave would do that.
I think it's because he's a little upset about Nancy, and they just took him off to X-ray to get his arm Rex.
Oh, man, Ray, my head is killing me, and
Well, that's
I don't
because you're
feel
talking much too much. Now, you just close your eyes, rest, and you'll feel worlds better in the morning.
Can't. Oh.
See?
Ray, I was driving that car.
Will you please just lie quietly, collect your wits, and let me explain something to you? As a passenger in a car that was involved in an accident, you will gain nothing but sympathy from everybody. The press, everybody. Shh, please, just listen to me. Now, as the driver of a car that was involved in an accident, no matter whether it was your fault or not, you are going to be held responsible for all injuries, including those of Miss Feldman, who does seem to be in a bit of distress.
She is? What's wrong with Nancy?
I don't know. The doctors are examining her now.
Ray, I have to deal with this now.
No, you don't have to deal with a thing. All you have to do is rest and let me do the dealing. And if I may say so, I'm very good in situations like this.
Ray, you can't lie to the police. Now, what is wrong with Nancy?
I'm not quite sure. She seems to have hit her head. I don't know what else. Please.
Hey, Franco, what's a nice guy like you doing in a place like this?
Hello, Pat.
Dr. Verlini said you were lucky to have such a good thick skull. Saved you from some real damage.
No, look, I'm fine. Can you do me a favor? And look at Nancy Feldman. She's Dave's daughter.
Okay. You have any pain anywhere?
I have to admit to one hell of a headache.
Yeah? Anything else?
No, I'm just groggy.
Now, will you please talk to this thick-headed brother of yours and tell him that he ought to stop talking and start letting people take care of him? I think about 12 hours sleep in a private room ought to do it myself.
Yeah. Well, it's not a bad prescription at all. That Babinski gets him every time.
You cut with the Babinskis, and will you look at Nancy for me, please?
Yeah, I think Dr. Valeni was right. You, just had a bad bang on the head.
Look at Nancy.
Okay. Who was driving anyway?
I was, actually. Not a word. Not one more word.
Ray.
Hi. How's the patient?
Now, why don't you have a look?
Sure. Hi there, Nancy Feldman.
Hi.
I don't know if you remember me. I'm Frank's younger brother, Pat.
Oh, sure.
I'm a resident in urology now. Last time I saw you, I was still an intern.
Oh, I remember. It was the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm. You were upset about the firecrackers.
Frightened the dog.
It's a couple years ago. So how do you feel?
Not so good. My left leg feels funny. It doesn't feel like much of anything.
Well, I'm not surprised you're feeling a few aches and pains. I gather that got thrown around quite a bit when that other car hit you.
Like a yo-yo. How's Frank? Is he hurt?
No, everyone's okay. And I'm sure you're going to be just fine, too.
Thanks. I guess I'm just a little bit scared. See, I'm a dancer, and if anything had happened to my legs...
It has to scare you half to death, right? Well, even if you weren't a dancer, I'd say it's pretty natural to be scared.
You mean normal people walk too?
Something like that. What do you say we have a set of x-rays on Miss Feldman, just to be sure?
Right away.
Well, why do I have to go to x-rays?
Oh, I just want to see what's inside that pretty little head of yours. Let's get it x-ray. I'll just be a while.
Sure.
See ya.
Thanks. Now, look, I'm just going to say it one more time. You've been in an accident and you're in no condition to make any statements to anybody tomorrow. If you want to jeopardize everything we've worked for, I will not lift a finger to stand in your way.
Ray, I can't wait until
Please,
tomorrow.
Frank.
Oh.
Frank? Oh, doctor, will you come here? We need help.
This Thursday, the roles are reversed. She won't commit, and he won't stand for it. Sounds like a job for the guy who wrote the book on relationships. An all-new Greg Barron's Wake Up Call, part of Sugar Free Valentine's, Thursday at 10 on SoapNet.